Namaste, namaste. So glad you could come today. Namaste from the foothills of the Himalayas. Namaste. Today we want to speak about how our perception influences our vision of the world. The world is really as we are inside. Everyone has a different perception of the world depending on the state of their awareness. The awareness itself colors the world we perceive. It's as if we're wearing glasses. If we're wearing red glasses, then the whole world is tinted red. If we're wearing yellow glasses, the world is tinted yellow. And if we're wearing green glasses, the whole world has a green tint. The world is really as we are inside. The inner state of our awareness influences how we perceive, how much we can appreciate, and how we evaluate our environment. Our entire world is created by us. We create the world that we live in by our perception, by our awareness, by our consciousness. Our consciousness is like it's like the mirror through which the world is reflected. The world is reflected differently depending on our state of awareness. Have you ever noticed that if you wake up one morning and you haven't had a good night's sleep, and you're feeling kind of stressed, or you're frustrated about something, then we just can't appreciate anything in our environment. Even our best friend may call us. We may just feel very uninterested. We can't really respond because we're not feeling good inside. Or maybe we're just too tired to listen to what they have to say. So it's really how we're feeling. Whereas if we had a good night's sleep, we're well rested, we feel energetic when we wake up, then we can appreciate the garden more, we can appreciate our family more, we can appreciate our friends more. We have much more to give because we're feeling fresh inside, we're feeling wide awake and alert. So the world is really as we are. There's no world out there, there's the world inside, and we create the world out there. The world out there is a reflection of our inner being, of our inner state of awareness. Sometimes we may notice that life always has two aspects to it. It has the good aspect, and sometimes some things may happen which are not so welcome. But it's really our reactions to these situations that really determines how we move forward, and how we respond really colors the world for us, colors our perception of the future, and our perception may be distorted due to stress or tiredness or frustration, and our perception may be clear due to the clarity of our awareness and due to the freshness of our state of consciousness. So it's really the consciousness inside that influences the world outside. We create the world that we live in. It's just like, for instance, think of someone just coming with a bouquet of roses, and they just offer you a beautiful bouquet of roses. And we just enjoy the petals. The roses are so beautiful, the petals are so soft. There's such a beautiful flow to the movement of the petals. And then if we're feeling very upset about something, or we're feeling angry, we may just say, ouch, there are too many thorns. There are too many thorns on the roses. Please take them back. Well, it's really what we focus on. Either we can focus on the beauty of the rose and the petals and the color and the softness and the fragrance, or if we're feeling negative, we may just focus on the thorns. Every rose has thorns, and where is the time to focus on the thorns when the rose is so beautiful? And this is really the situation in life. Every situation varies in life. There's so many ups and downs. Every situation, everybody experiences some good days, some not so good days. But what we focus on, what we put our attention on, really determines the future course of our lives. So this is really something that's very important to understand, that what we choose to focus on has a big impact on our lives. And if we choose to focus on the positive aspect, if we choose to focus on the beauty of the rose, then our life will really expand and will move forward in a very positive direction. It's as if our awareness can focus and have a perspective which is nourishing and life-supporting and which will help us grow and develop, or we can choose to focus on only the negative aspect or the mistakes of our friends or something that someone says. They may have been our friends for so many years and then maybe they just made one remark which wasn't welcome for us, and maybe we're just focusing on that one remark. Well, that's our choice. It's our choice. The world is created by what we put our attention on. And if we put our attention on the good, the nourishing, the life-supporting aspects of life, then our life will really unfold and expand and move toward its fruition in terms of higher and higher levels of awareness and perception and development and growth. So when we meditate, what happens is that our mind begins to pick up on those aspects which are life-supporting, which are nourishing, and which are helpful in our lives. And we don't spend time just thinking about the negative aspects of situations or circumstances. We let those situations go. We are aware of them, but we don't focus our attention on negativity, because what we put our attention on grows in our lives, and birds of a feather flock together. If we have many negative thoughts, then we'll be attracting negativity to us. So when we focus on positivity, we attract positive and uplifting and nourishing events in our lives. So happiness is really a way of attracting more and more happiness into our lives. So this is something that we must remember, that we create the world we live in. And when we're meditating, we allow the mind to settle down. We release stresses which are hindering the full and perfect expression of creativity and intelligence in our nervous system. We are releasing any stresses, any hindrances, any blocks which are preventing us from developing our full potential in life. And we're moving forward. We're always moving forward in an evolutionary direction. So when we're meditating, we release the stress, and then our vision becomes purer, and we remove those dark glasses which are shading our reality, and we begin to see life more and more in its inner value. And the inner value of life is more and more filled with light and filled with joy and filled with energy and filled with intelligence. The deeper levels of life are much more vibrant with the quality of intelligence, creativity, love, light. All those qualities are the qualities of that deepest level of awareness, the simplest level of awareness, the quality of pure consciousness itself. So when we experience pure consciousness, we bring those nourishing qualities of life more and more into our daily experience, and we begin to express those nourishing aspects of life in our activity. And without even any effort, we begin to focus on those values which are uplifting, cherishing, and nourishing, and we become a vehicle to spread light and joy and love and creativity and more intelligence and the utilization of more and more of our full potential in every situation. So this is really what I wanted to share with you today, that we create the world that we live in through our perception, and our appreciation grows as we continue to meditate. We begin to be able to appreciate the finer and finer levels of creation, which are full of vibrancy and intelligence and energy and full of life. This is what I wanted to share with you today. And thank you so much for coming. And namaskar from the foothills of the Himalayas. Very, very best wishes to you. Namaskar.